This is Getting On With Life, Biblical Wisdom for Successful Christian Living. And this lesson is Your Life on Show. We can be fascinated by things that are different to what we know. And that works in reverse when others are fascinated with us because we are different. Westerners who go to other lands can find the locals are quite interested in them. They end up on show, even when they don't want to be. My wife and I took our two youngest, a girl and boy, to Indonesia and Papua New Guinea when they were very young. In Indonesia, the people were fascinated with our children's white skin, liking to pinch their cheek and suggesting they didn't have any blood, so looked white. My children became shy toward the locals since they were so often treated like a specimen. On one occasion, a large group of children similar age to mine lined up to just stare at them. I spoke recently with Pastor Bruce Langford, who had been a missionary in Africa for 10 years. When he and his wife arrived in Guinea with just two young children, they were quite private about their home life, as Westerners like to be. Over time, however, they realized how much their life was on show. The locals were fascinated with things Bruce and his family did differently. Some differences were inconsequential, but some were deeply significant. One day, as Bruce trimmed his fingernails, those watching were concerned he allowed cut nail to fall to the ground. This disturbed them. Bruce later learned that fingernail trimmings were one of the things used in witchcraft spells, so people guarded them carefully. The fact that Bruce wasn't concerned showed them he did not fear such curses. While his life was on show, it was a living testimony. Gradually, Bruce and his family realized they had to be less private and allow locals to observe how they live, since they had no idea how a Christian family lived and worked together. That same effect can be important in your own country and town. I have had guests in my home who were impressed with the peace in our home, or the cooperation of the children, or the way we respected each other. In their family, those things never happened. When Christians return to a shop to pay extra because they were undercharged, that makes a significant impression. When Christians stop and assist someone who needs help, that makes an impression. When Christians act as peacemakers, that makes an impression. At the same time, there are others looking at you for guidance, even if you don't realize it. Your children learn what is normal and acceptable by copying you. They will speak kindly or swear, accept responsibility or make excuses based on what you show them to do. But in many other social settings, people notice you and are impacted by your example. If the atmosphere is selfish and unkind, and you show thoughtfulness and kindness, that has a ripple effect. If you keep to yourself, you influence the world around you to do similar. In church or with new migrants, for example, there'll be people looking at you in the hope of learning what is normal and appropriate. Others also are hoping for clues to deal with things they feel unprepared for. People won't come and tell you how you helped or influenced them, but they will be impacted anyway. Many people don't stop to consider how abrasive they are, or how selfish they seem, or how visible they are when they don't want to be noticed. Do you realize that your life is on show? Or do you think people should mind their own business? Note that Bruce and his family did not realize what others saw in their actions. What seemed normal for them was strange in the eyes of others. They have no idea how much impact they had by just living their faith in front of others. They were much more on show than they could know. Bruce also found that people saw him differently to what he expected. One day he was given a chicken by someone in the village. When he inquired why such a gift would be given, he discovered that the locals regarded him as a witch doctor. That wasn't a happy thought for a Christian missionary. The people ascribed to him a role and significance from their grid of reference. Bruce had no idea they saw him differently to what he wanted. So people around you may see you quite differently to what you expect or hope. The guy who was always exercising may want to look fit, but be seen as obsessive. The person who always has an opinion may want to look wise, but be seen as a snob. The person who wants to look intelligent may be seen as unfriendly. What do people see when they notice your life on show? How can your life display more of God's love and Christ's character? How can your life show people how to live with peace, joy, and freedom? How can you show your family and friends how to live better? If your life is fake, people pick that up quickly. So whatever you want to show to others must be real in your life. I suggest you ask God to show you what you are displaying to others and to help you show things that glorify God and build His kingdom, so you can be pleased with every aspect of your life on show. God bless you.